All right, so I told you guys how I feel about Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios. This is do or die for Manny Pacquiao. I just want to see him speak up for himself this time. I don't want to see him talking about having Freddie Roach and Bob Arum speak up for him or Michael Kahn. I just want to see Manny Pacquiao speak up for himself, and I want to see how bad if he's really going to want to fight Floyd Mayweather because he's been doing some interviews lately stating that he still wants to fight this dude. But we're going to really going to see how bad Pacquiao wants this fight. Because the truth of the matter is, these two fighters are not getting any younger. And the longer the time goes on, the fight loses a lot of luster. It's already lost some luster. And don't get me wrong, if they make it happen in 2014, it'll still be a big fight. But it wouldn't be the same as it was in 2010. That's for damn sure. So, I got Manny Pacquiao winning a unanimous decision over Brandon Rios. Brandon Rios has a lot of heart. He has a good chin. But Manny Pacquiao shines against brawlers, and he doesn't do that well against boxers. That's just what it is. So I got Manny Pacquiao defeating Brandon Rios, and I really hope he calls out Floyd Mayweather in a serious way. And I hope he doesn't do that shit. I hope he doesn't go back to ESPN First Take and calls him out over there because, I mean, Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith sound like preschoolers when they're talking about damn boxing and shit. So I really want to see Manny Pacquiao call this dude out once and for all and try to make the fight. All right, so I'm pretty much done with that issue. All right, moving on. Adonis Stevenson. Adonis Stevenson right now, he may not be the best known fighter, but I'm telling you guys this, man. Adonis Stevenson is building his career up really good. He's on the proper path that most of these fighters should be taking advantage of right now. For instance, Zone 6 brought up a very good point about how fighters are got this infatuation where they have to fight Floyd Mayweather. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that if you're going after the top dog in the sport. But the fact is, these fighters, they don't want to build a legacy for themselves. They want to fight Floyd Mayweather just to get paid. And then when they do fight him, they just get their ass whooped. So at the end of the day, it really just is all a big waste of time. And that's why I could really appreciate fighters like Keith Thurman right now, who does mention that Floyd Mayweather's on his radar. But look how Keith Thurman is building his legacy right now. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. Amir Khan hasn't done shit to deserve a fight with Floyd Mayweather. At least when Timothy Bradley went up to 147 from 140, he was a unified champ at 140 pounds. Amir Khan ain't doing shit like that. They talking about Amir Khan got hand speed. Devin Alexander got hand speed. And last I checked, he's a IBF champ at 147. At Floyd's weight class. So in my eyes, he's definitely more deserving to fight Floyd than fucking Amir Khan is. I'm not saying that I wouldn't mind seeing Amir Khan fight Floyd Mayweather, but I want to see him going there when he's, prepared. And he's got some names on his resume. Last time I checked, when he fought Julio Diaz, he didn't look that good against Julio Diaz. So it's pointless for him to actually fight Floyd Mayweather at this point. That shit, it just does not make no damn sense whatsoever. These fighters want to get paid, but they don't want to put no work. I mean, look at the difference between right now with Adonis Stevenson and Keith Thurman. Look at what they're doing right now to build their legacy. But look at fighters like Robert Guerrero and Amir Khan who don't do shit. But that's where I'm at on that. Alright, so Adonis Stevenson, if he beats Bellew, which I believe he's going to beat Bellew, this is going to position him perfectly. I believe that he's going to get that shot against Sergey Kovalev, and that's going to be one hell of a fight in 2014. That shit's going to be fireworks. All right, so some other fights you got coming up. You got um, Devin Alexander, Sean Porter. I'm not gonna touch up on these fights too much. I'm gonna go with Devin Alexander on that fight. You got Vic Darchinyan versus Nonito Donaire coming back from his last fight against Guillermo Rigondeaux. We already know that Nonito Donaire already beat Vic Darchinyan back in 2007. So I'm just gonna ride with Nonito. I think he's just more skilled. He already knows what Vic Darchinyan's all about. So I'm gonna go with Nonito Donaire by knockout, probably somewhere around before round 6. You also got Mikey Garcia. It's another really good fighter right now who's building his legacy very well. Going up against I believe Rocky Juarez. I'm gonna ride with Mikey Garcia, man. Let's see. I'm gonna do a separate video on Adrian Broner versus Marcos Maidana, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. Adrian Broner is gonna win that fight easy. My prediction is gonna be Adrian Broner by unanimous decision, but I'll do a separate video on that fight. All right. Guillermo Rigondeaux. He's also going to have his comeback going up against Joseph Agbeko. And word on the street is that Roger Mayweather is going to be Joseph Agbeko's trainer in that fight. I believe Roger Mayweather is a good trainer, but that's not going to make the difference of the outcome of the fight when he goes up against Guillermo Rigondeaux. I'm going to take Guillermo Rigondeaux by a late stoppage, anywhere between round 10 and 11, or a unanimous decision. And I believe it's bullshit the way how they're treating Guillermo Rigondeaux right now. I believe that he should be having he should have fought at least 3 times this year, I thought. But I mean, he's still fighting. He's still going to be fighting again in December. So I would just like to see more out of him. But I got Guillermo Rigondeaux winning that fight. Next guy I want to talk about Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. right now he's on the same boat with Deontay Wilder. It's really time for him to step up. My faith is not sold with Gary Russell Jr. At this point, it's just really time for him to step up. That's all I got to say. I'm not gonna, go too much into that. You got James Kirkland coming back. He's gonna be signing with 50 Cent SMS Promotions. I honestly don't know how to feel about that, because I notice 50 Cent kind of likes to hold his fighter. He does not like to make him active as much. I understand he likes to build up fighters. I don't know if that's a good move, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Gamboa. Gamboa is also in that same boat. Gamboa should be fighting 3 times a year, I think. I think it's kind of time for him to step up. I would like to see him fight Gary Russell, honestly. Do that fight. And let's see, you also got Zab Judah versus Paulie Malignaggi. I'm not really too excited about this fight. You could call this fight, the battle of the Brooklyn Heroes, if you want to call it that. Me personally, I believe that the loser of this fight should just retire. I mean, it doesn't matter who's really going to win, because both these guys, I think, has had very good careers. If I had to see somebody, lose, I would want to see Paulie Malignaggi, because he's already got a full-time job commentating with Showtime. I think he does a great job. But so I'm just gonna go with Zab Judah. He's let me down a bunch of times, but it doesn't really matter who wins this fight. I mean, I think like I said, the losers just retire. Both these guys has outstanding careers, man. But I'm gonna be riding it with Zab Judah on that fight. And that's all I got, man. I believe a lot of shit we've had really good fights in 2013, but you could clearly see that we're still being affected by all these bullshit politics. Another thing in 2014, I want to start seeing fighters start calling out these other fighters at post-fight interviews. When Timothy Bradley beat Juan Manuel Marquez, I thought that was his perfect chance to call out Floyd Mayweather. Um, some of you guys may watch the Boxing Voice. They do like it's like a usually a 3 hour show where they have people call in and voice their opinions. Usually about after every other big boxing fight. And the main host, I believe his name is Ness, he brought up a very good point. And he stated that he felt, now they actually called Timothy Bradley in. They actually interviewed him, and he said that he felt that Timothy Bradley should have called out Floyd Mayweather. And Timothy Bradley's response was, "Well, I don't feel like I need to call Floyd Mayweather out." I totally agree with Ness, man. I thought Timothy Bradley should have called him out. I don't even know if the fight's going to happen in May, but that's why the only fight I really care about is the Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios fight. Once that fight happens, it's gonna, it's really gonna clear up a lot of this, ongoing confusion we got. These fighters need to stop declining these drug testing. This shit is just getting ridiculous. But that's all I got, man. You guys drop your comments and get back at me.